Today I'm showing you how to look like a filter in real life. I have no filter on my face right now, and I have to say, she's pretty snatched. So I'm going to teach you exactly what I did to get this flawless base makeup every time. It never fails me. For your base to look absolutely flawless, skin prep is key. The two things that I am most certain will make your makeup come out flawless no matter what is exfoliating and hydrating. The cleanser that I use exfoliates my skin, but I also love the zero pore pads. Chef kiss. For hydration, I love using a good essence and I love a good hydrating serum. And then I like to go in with a good moisturizer as well. If your skin is not hydrated, your makeup's gonna look like shit. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I know it sounds like a lot, but even at the bare minimum, a hydrating toner and a good moisturizer go such a long way. Out of everything, even if you just do these two, just hydrate. It makes your makeup stay on longer. It makes it go on smoother. It just makes a world of a difference. My eyebrows are tinted right now, so I only need to fill them in a little bit. I like to go and do a line right on the bottom of my brow. I feel like this just makes my brows look so snatched. And then I do little tiny hair strokes throughout the middle just to fill in any like bare spots or anywhere that needs it. And on the top for my arch, I start about right here. I just do a little line just to carve out my brow shape. And then I like to use a spoolie to just kind of like run that through and blend everything in. And then a clear brow gel for that laminated look and to set them in place. I like to do my eyebrows first too, so that all my skincare can really set in, because now it kind of like has that tacky feel. For my skin, I like to go in with a skin tint. This is the Ilia. It also has SPF in it. I'm literally just going to put it on my hands and just rub it in. The goal is for the skin to look like skin, and I think this is truly the best way. I like this one because it has a little bit more coverage than your average skin tint. And sometimes if I want a little more coverage, I will go in with like a normal foundation. But for today, I really just want to look snatched. I want my skin to look really good, really glowy. So skin tint. I'm using the Makeup by Mario stick to bronze and contour. And for my nose, I just go down the sides a little bit right here and do like a little line. And then make sure you are putting contour in your temples. This is going to lift and snatch your face. And the jawline, of course. This stick has seen better days. And then I just blend that out with my damp beauty blender. Make sure you blend up in that hairline too, because you do not want a harsh line. I'm using two concealers, a lighter one to brighten and highlight, and then another one to add a little bit more coverage where I need it. So I'm going to take my NARS concealer and just brighten up and kind of sculpt out my under eyes, and then highlight the bridge of my nose and my forehead. I like doing right here on my cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin too. And then I'm going to use my like more of my Skin Match concealer, and I'm going to go right here underneath where I place that contour. This is going to add a little bit more coverage just like where I need it. And then if I need to like cover up any blemishes, I'm going to place that there as well. And then blend all this out with my sponge. So I'm going to blend up where I just put that darker concealer, and I'm going to kind of blend that out first and then blend into my lighter concealer. And when I'm blending with my beauty blender, I am super lightly tapping and doing like quick little taps. This like really gets the product into your skin. It makes it look so skin-like, so pretty. I let my under eye concealer dry before I blend it out a little bit. This just gives you a little bit more coverage. It makes it look a lot more seamless, less creasing. This is optional, but I like to go a little bit on my eyelid just to like mesh everything together. The skin is skinning. Now let's do a little bit of liquid blush. This is where everything starts to tie together. And I like to blend my blush out with a brush, specifically the Dibs dual-ended brush. And I like to just go over my nose with my blush. That's just a personal preference. You don't have to do that. Powder is when things can get a little bit crazy. So for the purpose of this look, I don't always do this. Sometimes I use my sponge. Sometimes I like to use a brush. It really just depends what I'm going for. But we're looking for a flawless filter. So I'm going in with a triangle powder puff with my Tower 28 powder. And I'm just going to press only on my under eyes, okay? That is the only place I'm setting with this. So I only set on the sides of my nose and my under eyes. And I'm just lightly pressing. And then I'm going to go right in the middle of my nose here. Almost like you're baking, but not quite. And then right here, this like little triangle, like your T-zone in the middle of my forehead. And again, just super, super lightly pressing that powder in my chin. Now I'm going to take a more skinny tapered brush like this, same powder, and I'm just going to coat my brush and pat that powder right under where I contoured. This is really going to chisel it out and set that area. And then I'm going to kind of like pat on the remainder of my forehead, just where I see any shine. Notice how I did not set my blush or my contour. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use the MAC Give Me Sun. This is kind of like a more sheer pressed bronzer, and it is so beautiful. And I don't want to break any of this liquid up because we are putting powder on top of liquid. That is when shit just gets nuts. So I'm just pressing that in, and I'm not swiping. Let me do a little bit of the blush in the Kosas Blush is Life. This is in the shade Bliss. I'm just gonna pat a little bit of blush right there. I like blush, so you don't have to use this much. Okay, the eyes for this are really, really simple, but the most important. I'm taking my same MAC bronzer, and I'm just gonna lightly go right in the top of my crease, focusing kind of like on the outside because you really wanna like lift that eye and just kind of swipe that around. So keep it on the outer corner and then kind of just fluff it into your entire lid. And then I'm going to do some mascara. Focus your mascara on the tips of your lashes. This is going to make them look a lot longer. I like to keep my eyes really bright, so I like to go in with almost like a white cream shadow and go right in here in my inner corner just to brighten that up. And I even will bring it kind of down onto my lower lash line, and then add a little tiny bit of bottom mascara on the outer corners. And then for my lips, I'm just using the Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine Liner, and then the Makeup by Mario Gloss in Soft Blush. This is where the magic happens. Hear me out. Douse your face in setting spray, like so, to the point where your face looks wet. Let that setting spray basically fully dry. Take your damp beauty sponge, the same one that you just used, and lightly melt all of that makeup in together. I know this sounds crazy, but this makes such a big difference. This video has 0 beauty filter, and look how good my skin looks. And there you have it, looking like an Instagram filter in real life. Like, tell me that doesn't look so good. No filter. Bye, guys.